Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa la aqibatu lil muttaqeen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyid al-Anbiya wal Mursaleen. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, mercy, blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon all of you, my brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we are going to enter into the month of Ramadan. The guest of Allah is approaching us. Allah ka mehman is coming. The month of forgiveness is coming. The month of mercy. The month of salvation from the hellfire. The month of maghfirah. The month of fasting. The month of Travi. The month of forgiving one another for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The month about which Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said, إِذَا جَاءَ رَمَضَانَ فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ الْجَنَّةِ. That when the month of Ramadan comes, Allah opens the doors of the paradise. وَخُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ جَهَنَّمَ. And Allah closes or Allah shuts down the doors of the Jahannam. And وَسُلْسِلَةِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. And Allah chained the devils. That month is coming, my brothers and sisters. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also mentioned that on the first night of the month of Ramadan, the devils are chained and the jinns are restrained and the gates of the hellfire are closed and none of its gates are open, and the gates of the paradise are open and none of its gates are closed. And then a caller announces, Ya Baghi al-Khayr, that the seeker of good, or the seeker of the goodness, Aqbil, come closer, come near. And then the second caller announces that Ya Ba'i al-Shar, that the seeker of evil, stay and stop committing the sins, because this is the month in which we need to accumulate the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which we need to accumulate the rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So very important month is coming, my brothers and sisters. So I hope that you are ready for this month. I hope that you are preparing yourself to welcome the guest of Allah. Allah ka mehman. This guest of Allah is coming to bless us, to have mercy upon all of us, and to bring the rahmah, to bring the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of us. This guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is coming, my brother. So make full use of this month of Ramadan. Let us not spend this month of Ramadan in heedlessness, or in ghafla, or in negligence, or in something which is taking us away from the mercies, from the blessings of the month of Ramadan. Let us take full advantage of this month, my brothers and sisters. And you know, the best thing that you can do in this month, in the month of Ramadan, which is the 9th month of Islamic calendar, the best thing that you can do, that I can do, is what? Is fasting, is keeping the psalm for the sake of Allah, for the sake of one true God. Because fasting in the month of Ramadan is what? Is obligatory, is compulsory, is not the optional, is not something that when you feel like you're doing it, when you don't feel like you're not keeping it. No, it is the obligatory, straightforward command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam, that all you believers, fasting has been prescribed upon you. Fasting has been made obligatory upon you, as it was made obligatory upon those who came before you. For what? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you may attain the righteousness, so that you may attain the piety, so that you may attain the God consciousness, so that you can attain the closeness of Allah, so that you can attain the nearness of Allah, so that you can attain the love of Allah, so that you can attain the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that you can purify your nafs, your soul, your mind, your heart through fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the purpose of the fasting, to achieve the love and the pleasure and the rida of one true God, my brothers and sisters. So please don't deprive yourself, because Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he also mentions, when it comes to importance and the significance of the fasting, he says, As-siyamu junnah, that the fasting is a shield from the hellfire, just like the shield of any one of you in the battle. The way the shield protects you in the battle, in a same way, in a same manner, this fasting protect us against what? Against the wrath of Allah, against the hellfire. The shield is a protection actually. Allahu Akbar. So I want this protection in the life of the hereafter, and I know for sure you also want this protection. And this protection can easily gain, can easily achieve just by fasting from the dawn till sunset in the month of Ramadan for 29 days and 30 days, depends on the question, my brothers and sisters. Can we not do this simple thing just for the pleasure of Allah, to please Him? And Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also mentioned that look at the importance and the significance. So how we can deprive ourselves from fasting in the month of Ramadan? How? Look at this importance. Man sama Ramadanan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min zambi. That whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan, throughout the month of Ramadan, with iman, having the faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and wa ihtisaban, and hoping and expecting the reward from Allah, doing it just for the sake of Allah, for the pleasure of Allah, you know what is going to happen, my brothers and sisters? غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. Allah will forgive all of his previous sins. Allah will forgive all of her previous sins, just fasting in the month of Ramadan. So Allah is giving us this opportunity once again. So it's very important, my brother, don't deprive yourself. If we getting little bit headache, little bit tummy problem, little bit sometimes flu, or some weakness you are having, so please, because of those little bit weakness, because of little bit headache, don't break your fast. Don't try to go towards not fasting. Don't always try to choose the easy option. Islam is the easy religion. Yes, Islam do not put the mushaqqa on us. Islam do not put the difficulty on us. But easiness does not mean that we start to make the rulings of Islam the way we want. So once we have little bit headache, little bit sickness, little bit pain in our body, so because of just little bit pain or little bit sickness, we can't just not fast throughout the month of Ramadan. We can't just break our fast. We don't know next year we're going to get this month of Ramadan or not. And listen this hadith of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is transmitted by Imam Tirmizi, Imam Nisai, Imam Ibn Majah. All of them, they transmitted this beautiful hadith. This is the warning as well. This hadith is the warning for those people, those who don't fast in the month of Ramadan. Although they don't have any valid reason, their valid excuse, but they don't want to fast in the month of Ramadan just because of their laziness. So Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says that whoever breaks his fast in Ramadan without a valid reason, without a valid illness, he cannot repay it, even if he were to fast for the rest of his life. Even if he were to fast for the rest of his life. Allahu Akbar. The one who only misses one fasting in the month of Ramadan and he breaks it, and he do not fast in the month of Ramadan intentionally, he has no any valid reason. And after the month of Ramadan, if he wants to repay it, fasting throughout of his life, he can't repay of that one day of fasting that he missed in the month of Ramadan. So let us take the lesson, let us take the heed from this beautiful hadith of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So fasting is something, is obligatory, my brother. Once again I'm mentioning, is obligatory, is not the optional thing. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy upon all of us. And now, I also want to mention, there are certain people, yes, Islam is the easy religion, is a beautiful religion, Islam do not want difficulty for us. So that is why there are certain people, those who are exempted from fasting, means that it is allowed for them, it is valid for them not to fast in the month of Ramadan, once they fulfilling these conditions that I'm going to mention in front of you. Who are these people? The first person is, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, that وَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ وَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَىٰ سَفَرٍ. That first is the person who is sick, who has the temporary sickness, any sickness, any disease that he has in the month of Ramadan or just before the month of Ramadan, he may have the surgery or something like that. He has a sickness, and because of that sickness, he or she is not able to fast because they have to keep taking the tablets and medicines, and they have to keep eating and drinking. So once they are sick, Sharia is saying, Islam says, no problem, don't fast in the month of Ramadan. Good. So they are exempted. So they can't, if they don't want to fast, because of their sickness, because of their valid sickness. So Islam says, no problem, no need to fast. The second category is the traveler. Good, listen till the end. In the end, I will mention very important thing. Traveler are also exempted. Okay, but nowadays, you can't travel, so I'm skipping it. And the third is what? Is the menstruating woman who has, her menstruation in her days for 7 days, 10 days, whatever the days. In those days, she is allowed not to fast. Good, this is the easiness which is provided by Islam, even in the month of Ramadan. So, and the fourth individual is the pregnant woman. If you have the fear that okay, when you will fast, my sister, if you have this fear that okay, when you will fast, it may be harmful for your health and for your baby. So in that case, Islam says no problem. If you have that kind of fear, if you have that kind of understanding, so no problem. Don't fast. Don't fast in the month of Ramadan. As long as you are in that situation, as long as you are in that condition. And then the fifth person is what? Is a breastfeeding woman. Subhanallah, nursing woman. Even they are excused. They have the exemption. If once you are nursing your child, breastfeeding your child, and you think that it is not good to fast because when you will be fasting, you will be not eating and drinking, and it is not good for the child health and for your health, so no problem. In these cases, the cases that I have mentioned, people are exempted from fasting. They are allowed not to fast as long as they are in this situation, as long as they are in this condition. But remember, now is the point that I want to mention, and understand this point. All these things that I have mentioned, all these people that I have mentioned, after the month of Ramadan, they have to make back their fasting. Whatever the fasting that they have missed throughout the month of Ramadan because of their temporary sickness or because of their breastfeeding or nursing or pregnancy or because of menstruation or because of traveling, you have to count that how many days you have missed. 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, or even the whole month of Ramadan. If you have missed because probably you had a surgery, some kind of surgery you had, and because of that you can't fast. So no problem. You write it down that how many fasts you have missed in the month of Ramadan. After the month of Ramadan, you must, it is further upon you, it is obligatory upon you. You have to make the qaza of all the fasting that you have missed in the month of Ramadan. This is something very important. We can't be saying, no, I will just pay the fidya. Fidya is not for you. Fidya is not for the pregnant woman or for the nursing woman or for the traveler or for the temporary sick person. No, fidya, I will explain who are the people, those who can give the fidya, those who can pay the fidya. So what is the alternate? Those who are not able to fast in the month of Ramadan because of their temporary sickness or because of traveling or pregnancy or menstruation, so they have to make back these fasting after the month of Ramadan. If you will not do this, you will be sinful, my brother and my sister. So it's something very important. And if somebody, listen this, if somebody intentionally does not fast in the month of Ramadan, even one day, or if he or she intentionally, he breaks his fast or she breaks her fast, so there is the kafara that we have to pay. And that kafara is that you have to fast 60 days consecutively. 60 days consecutively just because you missed one fasting in the month of Ramadan intentionally. You had no any valid reason, but you just wanted to relax. You just want to, how they say, chill out. From last 5 days I was fasting. Let me just relax myself now. No, in the month of Ramadan you must. Islam is the easy religion, but this is not the meaning of easiness. Easiness means once, okay, you are traveling, don't fast. This is what is the meaning of easiness. Okay, you are sick, no problem, don't fast. But after the month of Ramadan, the minute you regain your health, the minute you are out of that situation, out of that scenario, you have to make back those fasting. Must. So please let us try to understand the teachings of Islam. Let us not mix things with other things which are not even the part of the Islam, and let us try and make full effort to accumulate the blessings in the month of Ramadan through fasting. Fasting is must. You need to fast. Now, what is fidya? I have mentioned all the exempted people. Now let me talk about fidya. Who can give the fidya? Now fidya is you can say that is a compensation for not fasting. Fidya is the amount that you give to the poor, to the needy, to the destitute for not fasting in the month of Ramadan. This is what is called fidya, or you can say expiatory, payment. It is the expiation of the fasting that you have missed throughout the month of Ramadan. This is what is called fidya, is a ransom, something like that. Now, who can give fidya? Who should give fidya? So now understand this. Fidya can only be given by certain kind of people, and the first of them is the person who has, how to say, daimi maraz, the one who is in the daimi maraz, like in a chronic disease, the one who has in a permanent sickness, yes, in a permanent sickness, the person who has no any hope to regain his health in the month of Ramadan, or in any time of that year, or in any time of his life. If these three conditions are met and fulfilled, that person is allowed to give the fidya instead of fasting. This is what is the meaning of easiness in Islam. This is what is the meaning of yusra in Islam. Allahu Akbar. So once you are sick, permanent sick, you have no any hope to fast, and doctors are mentioning to you and recommending you that you should better not fast and you should keep eating after, certain people have to keep eating and drinking every 2-3 hours because of their probably stomach diseases or any other diseases. So because of those conditions, the person who has a permanent sickness, he has no any hope that okay, in this year or the following year or next 10-20 years he is not able to fast. So for that person, there's an alternate. Allah still want to bless him with the reward of the fasting. You see, Allah don't want to deprive him. So there is an alternate that Allah is giving him, because he can't fast in the month of Ramadan. And what is the alternate? Just give the fidya. And fidya this year is $15. $15 you have to pay for each fast that you missed in the month of Ramadan. So definitely you will be missing throughout the month of Ramadan because you can't fast. That is why you are paying the fidya. Fidya, you understand it? So $15, which is the amount, is a 2 kg wheat which is recommended. So you have to give equivalent to the 2 kg of wheat, which is this year is $15 TT, $15, $14 to $15. So for each fast you have to pay $15. So if you multiply the 15 with 30, so it will be 450. So you have to give total figure 450 to the needy, to the poor, to the destitute. Good? So this will be the compensation for not fasting throughout the month of Ramadan. But remember, this is only for the person who has a chronic disease, who has permanent sickness. The second kind of the person who can give the fidya is the person who is called Sheikh Fani. Sheikh Fani is a person who is elderly person, the person who is like, end of his life, closer to his death, elderly person, over 90, 100, this is our average. We live around 70, 80, 60 years old. And if somebody makes century, we consider him, very lucky and fortunate person. So if the person is elderly now, although he has no any major sickness, probably he has or she has no any chronic disease, but because of his age, because of her age, they are not able to fast in the month of Ramadan, because the minute they will fast, they will get weak. They don't have the strong, what they say, immune system, something like that. So they're not able to fast. They have to keep drinking, they have to keep eating, and they have to take the medication and so on and so forth. So Sheikh Fani, the elderly person, is also allowed to give the fidya. So it is okay for them not to fast in the month of Ramadan. Good? So they are the people that they can also give the fidya. So these are the conditions. Once these conditions met, then and there you can give the fidya. You understanding? Then and there you can give this expiatory amount, this $15 instead of fasting. It is okay for them not to fast even. How they can fast? Because they are not able to fast. That is why they are giving the fidya. Once you are able to fast, then no fidya. You can't give the fidya and just get rid from your responsibility and get rid from your obligation. No. So traveler will have the one who was traveling in the month of Ramadan, and because while he was traveling, so he missed 10 fasting or 5 days of the fasting, so he has to make back those fasting after the month of Ramadan. Same goes with the breastfeeding woman, same goes with the nursing, same with the pregnant woman as well, with the those who are in the menstruation, and as well as those who are in the sickness, like let's say like temporary sickness, So after the month of Ramadan, you have to make the fasting that you have missed in the month of Ramadan. It is a very important note that you have to write down, my brother. So please, this year, please make this sincere intention that inshallah this year I'm not going to even miss one day of fasting. Because if you are depriving yourself even from one day of fasting, you are depriving yourself of the fasting of the whole life actually. You can't recover it. You can't repay that missed fast even if you are fasting throughout your life. It is so important because of the blessings of the month of Ramadan. Allah has already created the atmosphere for us. Atmosphere of blessing, atmosphere of mercy by opening the paradise, by closing the Jahannam, by chaining the devil. Allah has already chained the devil, so Allah created this atmosphere of receiving His blessings, receiving His mercies. So why not to just make a little bit effort and get and accumulate those blessings, my brother? So there is no room whatsoever when it comes to laziness in Islam. No room for laziness in Islam, brother and sister. Inshallah, I also make this intention, and you please make this intention as well right now, that inshallah this month of Ramadan I'm going to make sure I'm fasting throughout those 29 days and 30 days month, as long as I don't have any valid reason to not to fast. Good, inshallah. Once again I'm mentioning, if you have a little bit sickness, just because of that little bit cough and headache, don't break your fast, please. People say, Moulana, I was feeling hungry and thirsty, that's why I break. Oh brother, when you are fasting, you will feel hungry and thirsty for sure. That is the one of the the spirit of the fasting. You will feel thirsty and hungry for sure. You will feel because you are fasting. That's what the meaning of the fasting. So if you feel a little bit thirsty and hungry just because of that, and you're feeling a little bit weak, brother, please don't break your fast. But once you think that no, your weakness is going on a very higher level, on a very dangerous level, that you have a fear of losing your life or something serious is going to happen, so then no problem. Islam says go ahead, break your fast, but you have to make that fasting after the month of Ramadan. Simple it is. You have to you have to make the qaza of that fasting. So it's very important. Now I want to mention that what are the acts that do not break the fast. So I'm going to mention it fast, so that because I don't have much time, so I have wrote it down these points. What are the acts? What are the things? What are the elements that do not break the fast? Because people are always asking, Moulana, if this break fast or not. So please listen to this. This is the list that I'm going to mention in front of you. These things do not break the fast. Eating, number one. Eating or drinking something forgetfully. If you are eating or drinking, you are fasting and you just drank the water forgetfully. You didn't know that you were fasting, but you just forgetfully, you drank it. And after drinking it, you came to know, oh, I was fasting. So it will not break your fast, because this was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah wanted to feed you. Allah wanted to provide you the water. So this was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this will not break your fast. But if you are drinking it intentionally, so definitely that will break the fast. Good. Next, point number 2, eating what is between the teeth. What is between your teeth? If it is less than the size of chickpea, chana that you eat, chana that they put in the doubles. Eating what is between the teeth, if it is less than the size of chickpea, it will also not break the fast. Okay? So if it is more than the size of the chickpea or the chana, and you are swelling it instead of spitting it out, throwing it out, then it will break the fast. Tasting the leftover traces of medicines in the mouth or throat, this will also not break the fast. Dust or smoke, including the smoke from oud, or incense, like what they say, agarbatti. What they say, the thing that we burn always in our functions? Agarbatti, yeah. Loban. So if you are smelling it, that will also not break the fast. But if you are smelling it intentionally, you inhaling and you enjoying it, because anything you taking it from your nose and from your mouth intentionally, that will break the fast. Simple it is. No need to worry. Okay. So dust or smoke, eating one's throat, entering one's throat without one's doing will not break the fast. A mosquito or a fly or any other object entering one's throat without one's doing, it will also not break the fast. Swelling, the wetness that remains after washing one's mouth for wudu or ghusl. Okay? And swelling 1 or 2 drops of sweat or tears that enters the mouth and mixes with one's saliva on the condition that one cannot taste its saltiness. It means that if it is too much, you're crying it and your tears are pouring, and you keep drinking it, so that will definitely break the fast. If it is 1 or 2 drops, no problem. Swelling one's own saliva, it will also not break the fast. Swelling one's own phlegm after cleaning the throat. Good? Phlegm, okay. Swelling vomit that swallowing vomit that emerges in the mouth without one's doing, if it is a mouthful. Deliberately vomiting less than a mouthful, regardless if one swallow it or not, this will also not break the fast. And using a miswak, definitely it will not break the fast. And even the toothbrush, it will not break the fast. But if you are using a toothbrush and you putting something, a paste, and you putting it too much that it reaches to your throat and it goes down under your throat, that's it, gone. Your fast is gone. So that is why it's very important. Just put a little bit, and or you don't need to even put it. Just try to use the miswak, or you brush your teeth before beginning of the fasting. Inshallah, be a little bit active. Wetting one's lips with one's saliva while speaking and swallowing it. Okay, swallowing blood that exists from the gums and does not preponderate over the saliva on the condition one cannot taste it. Good. So these are the few things that fast I'm mentioning. Most of you know these things. And mucus, mucus descending from the nose, it will also not break the fast. Sniffing up mucus that is in the nose and it descends to one's throat, it will also not break the fast. Let's talk about the eyes. Applying the kohol. Kohol, what do they say in English? Kohol? Okay. Kajol or surma, we say in Urdu. Applying the kohol in the eyes, even if one finds its taste in the throat or its color in the saliva or phlegm. Okay, so all these things will not break the fast. And dripping the eye drops or contact solution into the eyes as well, and wearing the contact lenses will also not break the fast. Now, water entering the ears from a bath, water entering your ears while sometimes people think it's entering, that will also not break the fast. Scratching the inside of one's ear with a Q-tip, even if dirt exists and one reinserts it into the ear, it will still not break the fast. Let's talk about the body in general. Rubbing oil or cream on the body or on hair, it will also not break the fast, because sometimes people say, Moulana, I put plenty oil on my hand and I rub it, and the oil is in my body now, is entered in my body, so it may break the fast. No, it will not break the fast once it is not going something from your mouth and from your passages that you have. And applying the deodorant, also performing a bath and finding its coolness penetrating it into one's body, it will also not break the fast. Withdrawing blood, like blood test, it will also not break the fast. And blood cupping, but these are the things which are disliked. Last two things, you should better not take the blood, it will make you more weak. And when you're doing the blood cupping, although it will not break the fast, but still, when you're doing the blood cupping while you are fasting, it will make you weak, and it is disliked amal, it is disliked action. And intending to break one's fast, but not actually doing it. Sometimes people think, okay, let me just break the fast. Just by intention, it will not break the fast, as long as you are not putting something. Okay, so fast, I'm mentioning now things that breaks one's fast. Now these are the things that is going to break the fast. Anything put by the force into the mouth of a fasting person, it will break the fast. Or anything you are eating it deliberately, it will break the fast as well. Water going down the throat whilst gargling, you are making the wuzu and you gargle and you know that you are fasting, but you still gargling and keep gargling and you showing your carelessness, and the few, the drop of the water gone, it's gone from your throat. So that will break the fast. So you need to be very careful. You should gargle it, but in a way that it don't cross your throat. Okay, so so and so means that intentionally, if you are eating and drinking, that will break the fast. To make it, and even using the how they say asthma pump, that inhaling, because it will also invalidate the fast. It will break the fast as well. Although the inhaler don't have much kind of much amount of medicine or something like that, even if it has little amount of medicine, it will still break the fast, because something you are inhaling it intentionally and it is going in. And same thing when you are inhaling, somebody smoking outside, or some outside is some gas or something smoke, and you are going there and you are smoking it intentionally, that will also break the fast, so on and so forth. So these are the few things that I thought I should mention. And let's talk about a few things now about Salatul Travi. Salatul Travi is important to perform. It is sunnati muakkida, Sunnat Muakkada is an action which is done by Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on the regular basis. That is what is called Sunnat Muakkada. Good? And Sunnat Muakkada is an action that when you will do it, you will get the immense reward. And if you are not doing it for 1 or 2 days, it is disliked. It is not good. It is not, considered as good. But if you are leaving Sunnat Muakkada on the regular basis, you will be sinful. So that is why Travi is something that Salatul Travi is something that we have to perform, inshallah, every single night. And how many rakats of the Salatul Travi is straightforward and simple, 20 rakat. There is nothing like 8 rakat and 12 rakat. You understanding? These concept of 8 rakat and 12 rakat came only 200 years ago. It was never done in the time of the companions of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It was never, and they say no, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam performed 8 rakat. But remember, those 8 rakat was not the Travi Salat. Those were the Tahajjud Salat. Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu ta'ala anha, if you read that hadith that they always quote, which is mentioned in the Bukhari Sharif, she said that Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to perform 8 rakat, and then he used to add 3 rakats to make it 11 witr. He used to do it in the month of Ramadan and outside of the month of Ramadan as well. You understanding? So it means that when he's doing same thing, offering the 11 rakat outside of the month of Ramadan, so what you will say there? So is a tahajjud salah that he used to perform. So there are a lot of other narrations as well. Imam Bahaki mentioned this, Imam Tabrani mentioned this, that Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to offer the 20 rakat in the month of Ramadan. Imam Bahaki mentioned this, the Imam Tabrani mentioned this. And even if those narrations are weak, there is a consensus of the 4 ulama, the 4 mazahib, the 4 mazhab, the 4 school of thought, Maliki, Hanbali, Shafi, Hanafi, Hanafi, all of them they are agreed upon that we should offer 20 rakat. 20 rakat is the practice of the majority of the Muslims, majority of the scholars, and especially the Sahaba Ikram. Who knows Islam better? We or Sahaba Ikram, or the people, those who live with Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Definitely Sahaba Ikram, the people, those who live with Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They have better understanding of Islam. So if Hazrat Umar Farooq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, if he is commanding to his people that you should offer 20 rakat, and he is asking one of his companions, Hazrat Ka'b radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that you should lead other companions in the salat for 20 rakat. So he is educating us that in the month of Ramadan we should offer 20 rakat, inshallah. Hazrat Ali did the same thing, Usmani Ghani did the same thing, and other Sahaba Ikram did the same thing. So let us please be mindful what we do, and in the month of Ramadan offer Salat Travi 20 rakat. Now, what is the meaning of Travi? Travi, the word Travi is the plural, actually, plural of Tarvih. Tarvih, because most of the time we don't know what is the meaning of Travi. Travi means what? To rest. To rest, to take a 5. That's how they say, to take a 5, because predecessors, after offering 4 rakat, they used to take a rest. They used to take a 5 because they used to lengthen their 4 rakats. They used to lengthen their Travi 2 rakat and 2 rakat. They used to do it long. So after 4 rakat, they used to sit and make the azkar, make the dua, and they used to take a little bit 5, little bit rest, and then they used to continue the remaining rakats of the Travi. So that is why it is called Travi Salah. Travi Salah. So Travi Salah once again consists on 20 rakat. And one of the brother was asking that what is the intention, how to make the intention, since you are not performing the Travi in the masjid. It was always easy to perform behind the Imam. The same intention of the Imam is the intention of yours. But now you are performing at your home. So how to make the intention is very easy. And the intention is very easy. And he was also asking that if I have to make the intention for 20 rakat in one time, or I have to make the intention 2 by 2. So the answer is you have to make the intention for every 2 rakats. For every 2 rakats. You can't be saying, okay, I'm going to perform 20 rakat Travi for the sake of Allah. No. You have to make the intention for every 2 rakat of Travi. You have to say this, I intend to perform 2 rakat Sunnat Muakkada or Sunnat Salatul Travi for the sake of Allah. Face towards Qibla, Allahu Akbar. If you are offering behind the Imam, just say behind my Imam and Allahu Akbar. Simple it is. I intend to perform 2 rakat Sunnat Muakkada, Salatul Travi, for the sake of Allah, face towards Qibla, Allahu Akbar. That's simple intention, the way you make always intention for Salatul Travi. So it's very important, inshallah, establish your Salatul Travi at your home. And brother was asking that, for example, if there is a husband and wife, they want to perform the Salatul Travi, how they should perform it. Because it is always better to perform any salat in congregation, especially the Fara'id, and especially the Salatul Travi. It is better to offer Salatul Travi in the month of Ramadan, in congregation, in Jamaat, it has more reward, it has more barakat. Yes. So even husband and wife are only living two people, they can also establish the congregation. They can also congregate. How they should do it? Very easy. Husband should stand in front and the wife should stand behind in the next row. This is the majority of the scholars. Or even they said that even the husband is standing here and the wife is standing just the heels of the wife is behind the just like this. I hope you understand it. You're looking at this. So even if it is like this, husband is there and the wife is here. That is also good, but easy and the better one. Husband is standing in the front. Husband or the father. So father should stand in front and two males should stand behind the imam. Okay, and then one of the women, the sister, she should stand behind the second row. Good. So imam is here and then the two male is here. Good. And one female is just behind the two male, so in the third row. So it's very easy, the way you always observe these things in the masajid, in the same way it is. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us and to protect us. And what is the timing of the Salatul Travi? What time we should offer our Salatul Travi? It's very easy. Salatul Travi, the timing of the Salatul Travi begins after the Isha Salat. The minute you offer your Isha Salat, after that it begins. Now you have the whole night. Remember this, people always misunderstand. You have the whole night to offer the Salatul Travi. You have the whole night. Actually, we have till the time of the Fajr. You can offer your Salatul Travi. Good, anytime, but it must be after the Isha Salah. You will offer your 4 rakat sunnat of Isha. Good, and then you will offer the 4 rakat farad of Isha. After that, make the dua. It is highly recommended to make the dua after the farad salah. Okay, dua which is made at the Dubur Salat al Maktubat, at the end of the obligatory prayers, is accepted. And the dua which is made at the last part of the night is accepted, as Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned. Good. So make the dua and after that offer 2 rakat sunnah. Good. And afterwards begin your Salatul Travi. You have the whole night to finish it. If you want to offer your Salatul Travi you want to split it, you want to offer 10 rakat first in the first part of the night and the 10 rakat in the later part of the night, you can do that as well. In other words, you have the whole night till the Fajr to come, offer your Salatul Travi, inshallah al-Aziz. And at the end of your Salatul Travi, offer 3 rakat witr. Good. Witr must be at the end of the Travi, not immediately after the Isha, as usually we do, the way we always do normally after beside the month of Ramadan. So witr, how you will perform? You will perform the Travi first, and at the end of the Travi, you will perform those 3 witr and make the dua, inshallah. And after each 4 rakat of the Travi, sit down and make the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Good. So there's a very famous dua, famous zikr, Subhana zil mulki wal malakut, Subhana zil izzati wal azmati wal haybati wal qudrati wal kibriya wal jabarut, Subhana al malik al hayy alladhi la yanamu wa la yamut, Subuhun qudusun rabbuna wa rabbul malaikati wal ruh, Allahumma ajirna min an-nar, ya mujiru ya mujiru ya mujiru. You can make this dua, you can make this zikr of Allah. Or even if you don't, this is not necessarily that you should mention only this kind of zikr. No, you can say anything. Astaghfirullah, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, whatever you know. But make some zikr, or just even rest and relax yourself. Take the sip of water, drink something, and then continue, after taking a 5 or 2-3 minutes, and then continue the next 4 rakat, inshallah. And don't make it a burden for yourself. Don't say, okay, no, God, I have to offer 20 rakat. No. Consider it that Allah is giving you the opportunity to talk with Him. Allah is giving you the opportunity to prostrate in front of Him in the month of Ramadan. There are a lot of thousands and millions of people, those who are not able to offer the Travi, brother, those who are not even alive. So please don't think, okay, no, okay, I have to offer 20 rakat, it is too much. No, take your time, 4 rakat, 4 by 4, And inshallah, look for the mercy of Allah. Think about the mercy and the forgiveness of Allah. Think about that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with the honor of worshipping Him, with the honor of fasting, with the honor of witnessing the month of Ramadan. What an honor, my brother, what an honor. So it's something that, we need to understand, inshallah al-Aziz. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us and to guide us and to forgive all of us and to have mercy upon all of us. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our sins, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to enter into the month of Ramadan safely, inshallah al-Aziz.